So let's talk about I guess the crypto content industry a bit, since like we are both content creators in this space. What do you think is most needed right now in Web3? What type of content?
So we did an open mic night here in London 2 weeks ago. And open mic is just me with the microphone, passing around, asking people questions, and the audience actually is talking about the topics. And one guy commented one thing that I had never heard, and I was like, that's it. One thing the guy said was, you need to educate the news broadcasters, because whether you like it or not, they have a lot of influence on how these news that are happening in crypto get to the mainstream audience.
Yeah.
If you don't, they will interpret their way and pass it on in their way, and then ignorance propagates. And I was like, yes, that's it. That's what we need to do. So I think one thing that we need as an industry is actually engage with broadcasters like news hosts, TV news hosts, journalists from major newspapers, portals, what have you, and really get these guys and girls educated in what this is. Because if you follow the headlines from the recent weeks, they're calling Celsius DeFi. They're calling Galaxy DeFi.
You're talking about mainstream news. I mean, I think any like qualified crypto news channel, they wouldn't do that.
Exactly. So if we have a guy on CNN telling, I don't know how many executives all across the world, regulators watching it, that Celsius is DeFi, well, then it is, because it was on the news, right? So it becomes how people think about these things. And that's blatantly wrong. Who's going to educate them, right? So I think us as kind of crypto content creators and advocates of the industry, we need to probably, do a better job at tackling specific audiences and educating them, so that the message that, even if we have problems, I'm not saying that we're trying to mask, the problems that exist in the industry, which are being purged, thankfully. I think the way to tackle the problems is talking about them the right way. And calling everyone a Ponzi scheme is a disservice to everyone who isn't a Ponzi scheme. Calling everything DeFi is a disservice to, all of the serious DeFi protocols, who, by the way, didn't get impacted by any of that. MakerDAO's working perfectly. Compound's working. Lido's working. Aave is working. Every serious protocol, every serious DeFi platform is working as designed, with very interesting use cases being deployed every week. That doesn't get headlines because these guys don't know what to look for, right? So I think that was the one thing that kind of really nailed it, was that just go educate the news broadcasters, because they're passing on weird information, wrong information, and that is not what we want to do. So yeah, that was kind of, I think if we are to do something right as advocates, I think that's probably the case.
I think for mainstream news, there are a lot of reasons why they behave that way. There might be regulation reasons. There might be pressure from the boards, because it's all centralized decision process, right? And then I guess the news generating process is a black box to the average audience.
Well, but then the excuse is not, they don't know better.
Yeah, they don't know better. That's for sure. So that's why like we are having so many independent crypto decentralized news channels, crypto content creators. It's just, I think it's just a matter of time that people gonna understand more accurate information of the Web3 space.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think in that same perspective, if we want to accelerate this, we need to go where the news are amplified, and these are the broadcasters. So I think yes, native crypto news are great because we speak the language, but my mom and my dad won't go to the Defiant for news, right?
I think we definitely need to be the force for the change. If anything, like I'm trying to do is I always try to be neutral. I always try to pass accurate information with data, with fact.
Mhm. And as an industry, I think we love a jargon. Like, oh my God, we have so many expressions and internal jokes, and it's super niche, right? People don't understand memes from an industry they don't understand. So I think it's really important to kind of de-jargonize it, break it down into like biteable pieces so people can understand what we're talking about, what are the implications, and when they see something on the news, they'll say, that's not exactly it. But that takes a long time. But if the news, which is the amplifier, is well educated, they have one last excuse of calling Celsius DeFi.